Okay, shalom, shalom, kwam yesha'Allah, koholoim la, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakahakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth, and just want to say the water toward the H.I.M and Akwa. That's out here sincerely keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. Jah Hanan Nawaf just coming at you with another quick lesson. Pray that it's edifying by the Spirit. Couple of things to touch on in this particular lesson. But of course, this your boy Shaq and a fool. You know, you just proud to be a damn fool. Anyway, it says Shaq settles TCU UGA bet, eats frog legs live on air. So of course, you know that's silly as hell. We have a dietary law. You Hebrew Israelites, you are, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the Hebrew Israelites. And the Lord didn't give us frog to eat. He didn't give us jambalaya with shrimp, crab, lobster, octopus, dolphin, and whale, and sea lion, and penguin, and, all kinds of other shit, man. The Lord gave us a dietary law. And this is just foolishness right here. And it goes along with his Shaq and the fool. Well, this is the same guy that'll get on TV and promote his Papa John's pizza franchise with pepperoni on it, for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to go out and eat abominable shit. So he doesn't mind it. Okay, well, let's get into some of it. It says Shaquille O'Neal's clearly a man of his word, because after he bet he'd eat a frog if TCU lost to Georgia in the national championships, he settled his debt live on television on Thursday night. Shaq initially made the wager with his NBA on TNT co-host Ernie Johnson last week, saying if UGA managed to pull out the victory over the Horned Frogs on Monday, he scarfed down a plate of toad. Silly as hell. The Dogs ended up smacking TUC 65-7, and when it came time to pay up on the bet on Thursday's show, Shaq didn't shy away. So he didn't shy away from eating the damn frog, right? Ernie brought out a plate of what appeared to be multiple fried frog legs, and the NBA legend stuffed his mouth with them one by one as the nation of basketball fans looked on. Shaq took bite after bite after bite, while Ernie gloated with the Georgia helmet strapped to his head. Both of them are pretty damn silly on there, man. I mean, it's outrageous, man, that a dude that's 7'3", 7'4", 300, 400 damn near pounds is a complete goddamn big ass kid, man. And that's all he's ever been, really, man. Okay, it says, I'm a man of my word, O'Neal said as he chopped away on the dish. I'm a man of my word, Ernie. Shaq had some fun with the guys on the set while finishing off the leg, sticking a piece of the meal in his teeth while adding, I just want to let y'all know these frog legs are good. See? Anyway, O'Neal is known to get the last laughs more often than not. After all, he did dump a load of popcorn on Jamal Crawford on the show earlier this week. So enjoy the one-up while you can, Ernie. Anyway. Look, man, this is complete foolishness. First off, let's go into the dietary law. Because you have frogs in and out of water. Different types of frogs. Some of them are poisonous. Some of them are, I wouldn't eat any of them because it's not scriptural. You know what I'm saying? Let's just put in... see what we can get out of this real quick, fans. Okay, so this is the dietary laws as far as what we can eat in the waters, right? Leviticus 11:9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters and the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And of course, a damn frog doesn't have fins or scales, because you kind of look at frogs as being like a water type of, they're in and out of the water, you know what I'm saying? But generally, it's somewhat of a water type of creature, so to speak. Verse 10, it says, and all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, See, because like I said, they move in the waters. And of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination to you. See, unto you. So we're not supposed to, deal with anything like that, man. Matter of fact, let me see. Let's go on. Let's get this verse 11. Let's see what that is. See what that says in it. It says, they shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. Verse 12, whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. So us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we're not to eat anything that's in that water that doesn't have fins or scales on it. So say, for instance, you may have a catfish. A catfish has fins, but a catfish doesn't have scales. So when you are in a supermarket, you can do it. I done it on the other day looking up something. And there are certain fish that, you know what I'm saying, that don't have fins, but they have scales. Certain fish that have fins that don't have, certain fish have fins that don't have scales. Certain fish have scales and may not have fins. So if you're up in the air and you're shopping and you're like, I never heard of that fish before, is it lawful to eat? All you have to do is Google it. And I mean, you got a smartphone on you. Google it and just put in, does this particular fish, whatever the name is, have fins and scales? You should see some immediately. You see what I'm saying? Let's go back into this though. Let me put back in fins, because it's also in Deuteronomy as well, the law. And it's basically saying the same thing in Deuteronomy 14:9 and 14:10. These ye shall eat out of all that are in the waters. All that have fins and scales shall ye eat. And whatsoever have not fins and scales, ye may not eat. It is unclean unto you. And, I mean, it's simple, man. It's so many good fish in the waters. It's beyond even comprehension, really, when you think about it. See, the only fish that, America is kind of limited, Jake. They give you, certain things that you may see in the supermarket, and really it's kind of, a bunch of damn catfish nuggets, catfish, you know what I'm saying? But you'll see, they'll have lawful fish, but there's a lot of lawful fish out here with fins and scales on it that you would never even hear about. But frog legs, definitely not something that we're supposed to be getting into. Now, being a man of your word, as far as what he was saying, let's go into a little bit of that, right? What is that? Is that Ecclesiastes 5? Let's see here. Now, you're supposed to be a man of your word. Now, this right here, see, he made a vow to a regular foolish nigga, man. Because like I said, him, Ernie, the only person that you don't see on that show not acting a damn fool is the so-called white man that be sitting there. I can't think of his name. But in the meanwhile, Jake just on there just acting a complete damn fool, man. Okay, so this goes off into wording or basically speaking when it comes to Yahweh, because if you're going to be a man of your word and you're making a vow, so to speak, it should be towards your brother. If you're telling your brother that you're going to do something, you should be about that. You should do it. But let me start from verse 1 here. It says, keep thy Salakia. Ecclesiastes 5:1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of Yahweh, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools. See? For they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before Yahweh. For Yahweh is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore let thy words be few. See? For a dream cometh through the multitude of business, and a fool's voice is known by multitude of words. And that's pretty much what Shaq, like I said, he got the show, right? He has his own podcast. I think it's called Shaq and a Fool. That's foolishness, man. It says, when thou vowest a vow unto Yahweh, defer not to pay it, for he had no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou hast vowed. And you know the scripture goes off into just speech in general, man. Just what was that I was looking at? Let's go to James real quick. See if this is what I was. I can't. It's like you bear with me here. What was it? Chapter 3. Yeah, it goes into the tongue right here, man. In chapter 3, it's entitled, "The Tongue is a Fire." My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths, that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Behold, also the ships, which though they be so great, and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeneth. Even so, the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and is set on fire of hell. See? So, and it goes on and on with the tongue. You know what I'm saying? So, just saying anything and just, it's not wise. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of scriptures that goes off into being wise about speaking certain things. You don't want to just be saying anything. Matter of fact, let's go. Let's see what this Psalms 140:3. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Let's see something here, Salakia. Yeah, that wasn't. Let me see here. Nope. Let's see what this says here. No, that's not what I wanted as well. But let's, matter of fact, though, do have some precepts on surety, and surety goes off into basically you basically you're speaking on behalf of someone else. It's just a thing that you don't want to do, as far as, like, say for instance, a cosigner. You're a cosigner to somebody, and by you saying certain things, or if you speak, you know what I'm saying? If you go to a car dealership and you're co-signing for somebody, if that person that you're co-signing for, if they don't pay the bill, then it'll land on you. So you don't want to be a person that's, about surety, and you can get caught up with your mouth, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. So let's go to Proverbs 6, chapter 6, verse 1. My son, if thou be surety for thy friend, if thou hast stricken thy hand with a stranger, thou art snared with the words of thy mouth. Thou art taken with the words of thy mouth. See? And this is what happened to Shaq here. He's taken with the words of his mouth. Now he has to do an abominable thing before the Lord in front of millions of people, and who knows? The nigga probably ate frog legs all along to begin with. He probably didn't give a shit about eating no damn frog legs. That's probably, he probably have a personal chef that whips them up just perfectly for him. But you don't want to be a person that's of surety for somebody, right? Let's see, Proverbs 11:15. I mean, just something, to just be, you want to be careful of, as far as your words. That's all that I'm saying. Just your words, man. Verse 15, Proverbs 11:15. He that is surety for a stranger shall smart for it, and he that hateth suretyship is sure. In the NLT, it says, there is danger in putting up security for a stranger's debt. It's safer not to guarantee another person's debt. And basically, that's word. You know what I'm saying? That's your word. You know? In these days terms, back in the days it used to just be your word was your bond. Basically, your word, you was a man of your word, so to speak. Now, and matter of fact, even to this very day, in a court situation, you can go to court, and you don't even have to have a contract with a signature. It can be just word of mouth. That's legal in certain states, where it's just word of mouth shit that just flew out of your mouth, and you can be held accountable for it in a court of law. So you want to be careful with that. So I'm just bringing out a few scriptures when it comes to just speaking and talking. You know what I'm saying? I know it may not necessarily goes with he's not co-signing for, but he's kind of doing somewhat of some co-signing. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that I'm gonna do this if this happens. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just chilling. I mean, you don't even have to even. Why not just make a friendly hookup like, hey man, if they win, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Hey, good luck to your favorite team or whatever, But I'm not gonna make no a team called the Oklahoma Pigs. I'm gonna eat a bucket of pig knuckles. I'm gonna eat some chitlins if your favorite team. Nah, man, we not. But that's ignorance as far as on Shaq's part, because they don't know the scriptures. And this was the same guy that went on TV and called Kyrie Irving an idiot after promoting that link to the Hebrews and Negroes movie, and he actually showed the shit in his theater. You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Like I said, he has a show called Shaq and the Fool. This is Proverbs 17:18. A man void of understanding striketh hands, and becometh surety in the presence of his friends. You see? In the NLT it said, it's poor judgment to guarantee another person's debt or put up security for a friend. Which is poor judgment to just say, hey, if this happens, I'm going to do this. If this happens, I'm going to do this. Now all of a sudden supposedly you're a man of your word, and you have to do some silly shit, to man up as far as your word goes. Let's get on Proverbs 20:16. And this is going into, hey, look, just watch your mouth, man. You just watch what you say to people, and watch what you may guarantee to a person, so to speak. I'm going to do this if you do this. I'm going to do this if you do this, Everything that coming out of your mouth should be if it's the Lord's will, Proverbs 20:16, take his garment that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. NLT, it says, get security from someone who guarantees a stranger's debt. Get a deposit if he does it for foreigners. But basically it's like, hey, if a person is saying, I'm going to do this for, hey, I got him. I know him. I got him. I'll take care of it if he doesn't take care of it. Now there is a situation where I think it's Paul, and basically he was like, I can't think who it was for. He was like, put it on my books. He was like, basically, I'm good for it. Now if a person is good for something and they say, hey, I'm good for it, but that comes with extreme wisdom too, or knowing for a fact this person is most definitely good for their word. Now Shaq, hey, he's good for his word, right? But it's in foolishness. You don't want it to be in foolishness. Matter of fact, I wonder where. I'm trying to think. Is that Philemon? Slaki, bear with me real quick. I'm not sure exactly where. Oh yeah, that is Philemon. Right on point. That's the spirit. Salakia. Uh, because this is going. Plea for Salakia, if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. Plea for Onesimus or Onesimus, a free man. Verse 10. Because it's only, you know what I'm saying, it's just that one chapter. I beseech thee for my son Onesimus, Salakia, if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, who I have begotten in my bonds, which in time past was to thee unprofitable, but now profitable to thee and to me, whom I have sent again. Thou therefore receive him, that is mine own bowels. So this is Paul, he's playing, you know. It says, whom I would have retained with me, that in thy stead he might have ministered unto me in the bounds of the gospel. But without thy mind would I do nothing, that thou benefit should not be as it were of necessity, but willingly. For perhaps he therefore departed for a season, that thou shouldest receive him forever. Now, not now as a servant, but also a servant. Not now as a servant, but above a servant, a brother, beloved, especially to me. But how much more unto thee, both in the flesh and in the Lord? If thou count me therefore a partner, receive him as myself. See, this is the word. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is this is a man of his word right here. If thou count me therefore a partner, receive him as myself. If he hath wronged thee or oweth thee aught, put that on mine account. I, Paul, have written it with my own hand. I will repay it, albeit I do not say to thee how thou owest unto me, even thine own self besides. Yea, brother, let me have joy of thee in the Lord. Refresh my bowels in the Lord. But Paul is co-signing for him, man. You see what I'm saying? You see? In the NLT it says in verse 17, so if you consider me your partner, welcome him as you would welcome me. Verse 18, if he has wronged you in any way or owes you anything, charge it to me. That's word right there, right? That's word. Okay? So now let me get this one last precept in Proverbs. And like I said, this is kind of going into surety, because when you're speaking something like that, you know, you're bound by your word. You know, so, and that tongue, man, is a bad boy. You want to be careful about, you know what I'm saying, certain things, man, when you're talking or speaking. Proverbs 27 and 13. Take his garment that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. See? If a person is, like I said again, you know, if they're, you know, telling you, because that's a word going forth, you know? That's a word going forth. You're making a promise. You're making a, so to speak, and you don't want to be found to be foolish. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, there's a lot of people that have been killed over stuff like that. You have people that'll tell you, I'm going to do this, and this, because they're so confident that, you know what I'm saying, the outcome is going to be on their side. And then when it's not on their side, there's a whole different, you know, outset on it, so to speak. Then they you know, they don't want to pay up, because you know these people. You all may know somebody that's, you know, that's, they're just not good for their word. They're just not good for their word. But anyway, you know, Shaq, like I said again, he's he done this strictly on the strength. Well, look at this. This is just disgusting, man. Disgusting, man. You too damn big to be acting like. I mean, it's like he's a fucking a 6-year-old, man, on this show, man. But that's the way the so-called white man want Jake to be. You know, he wants them to be. He prefers you be this way. He prefers our people be like this, man. But you know, hey, you know, I just wanted to just touch on this, man. Don't be surety for just little things or some bullshit, man. Because this is some bullshit right here. You know what I'm saying? Here you go. You're gonna eat a. What if they had been, you know, a damn team? If such and such beat the Oklahoma truck tires, you're gonna eat some damn tires on you know, just silliness, man. Anyway, with that, you know, we can get some edification out of anything. Just don't be into saying anything, man, and betting anything, and just just nah, don't get into that. You want to and just shit. Hey, we're into this truth, man. We have respect, man, for our integrity, man. We're not a goddamn joke, man. When you come into this truth, man, get rid of that all that joking and shit. Now, I'm not sure you're the butt of your damn jokes, man. I'm not the, you know, no, I'm not gonna entertain your jokes, man. I'm serious, man. You want to talk to me? Let's talk about something serious, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with laughing, and giggling or having a good time. Don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about like when it comes straight down to seriousness, man. Hey, we're into this truth, man. We're to gird ourselves up and be men. You're not supposed to be like this. This is a complete Negro right here, man. You a complete Negro. Here you go with them big ass hands. You cuffing this little bitty ass frog leg like you ain't just got it on there just looking like it's a chicken tender. And Jake could tell you, oh, everyone, it tastes like chicken. Anyway, with that, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Kwame Yashala.